National Electrical Code Section 110.7 addresses the integrity of electrical equipment. It mandates that electrical equipment be installed and used in accordance with the instructions included in a listing or labeling. This means that any modifications or repairs must maintain the original safety characteristics of the equipment. While Section 110.7 does not explicitly forbid the use of UL-listed tape for repairs, it implicitly requires that any repair method maintains the equipment's original listing and labeling conditions. Applying this principle to cable jackets and conductor insulation, the use of UL-listed tape is permissible only if the tape is specifically listed and labeled for that purpose and if the application adheres to the manufacturer's instructions. Generally, UL-listed tape is not intended as a primary method for repairing damaged cable jackets or conductor insulation. Its typical applications are for insulating connections and splices, not for restoring the integrity of damaged insulation. The primary concern with using tape for repairs is that it may not provide the same level of electrical insulation, mechanical protection, and environmental resistance as the original jacket or insulation. Damaged cable jackets and insulation expose conductors to potential hazards such as moisture, chemicals, and physical abrasion, which can lead to electrical faults, short circuits, and even fires. Therefore, repairs must effectively address these risks. The NEC favors methods that restore the original insulation properties and mechanical strength of the cable. Common acceptable methods include replacing the damaged cable section or using approved splice kits designed for cable repair. These kits typically involve applying a new layer of insulation that meets or exceeds the original cable specifications. For instance, if a cable jacket is scuffed but the insulation is intact, a wrap of listed electrical tape may provide temporary protection. However, this is not a permanent solution. The proper approach would be to use a listed cable repair sleeve or replace the damaged section. Similarly, if the conductor insulation is compromised, simply wrapping it with tape is not sufficient. The best practice involves using a listed splicing method that restores the insulation to its original rating and provides mechanical protection. It is important to differentiate between using tape for insulating connections and using it for repairing damaged insulation. When making connections, listed electrical tape is essential for insulating the exposed conductors and preventing short circuits. However, this is a different application than repairing damage to the cable's original insulation. When evaluating whether a repair method is acceptable, consider the following factors. Firstly, the listing and labeling of the materials used. Ensure that any tape or repair kit is specifically listed for the intended application. Secondly, the environmental conditions. The repair must be suitable for the environment in which the cable is installed, considering factors such as temperature, moisture, and exposure to chemicals. Thirdly, the mechanical protection. The repair must provide adequate mechanical protection to prevent further damage to the cable. Fourthly, the electrical insulation. The repair must restore the insulation to its original rating to prevent electrical faults. Fifthly, the adherence to manufacturer's instructions. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions for any repair materials used. In summary, while Section 110.7 does not explicitly prohibit the use of UL-listed tape for repairing cable damage, it implicitly requires that any repair method maintains the equipment's original listing and labeling conditions. In most cases, using tape alone is not sufficient to restore the integrity of damaged cable jackets or conductor insulation. The preferred approach involves replacing the damaged cable section or using approved splice kits designed for cable repair. Always consult with a qualified electrician to determine the appropriate repair method for your specific situation. Remember that electrical safety is paramount, and any repair should be performed in accordance with the NEC and local electrical codes. Ignoring these guidelines can lead to serious consequences, including electrical shock, fire, and equipment damage. Instead of merely taping a damaged cable, consider these safer and more effective alternatives. 1. Cable replacement. If the damage is extensive or the cable is old, replacing the entire cable section is the best option. This ensures that the new cable meets current safety standards and provides reliable performance. 2. Splice kits. Use listed splice kits designed for cable repair. These kits typically include all the materials needed to restore the cable's insulation and mechanical protection. 3. Heat shrink tubing. Apply heat shrink tubing over the damaged area. Heat shrink tubing provides a tight, waterproof seal that can protect the cable from moisture and corrosion. 4. Cable repair sleeves. Install cable repair sleeves, which are designed to provide a mechanical barrier and electrical insulation to damaged cables. 5. Conduit protection. Enclose the damaged cable section in conduit to provide additional physical protection. 6. Professional inspection. Have a qualified electrician inspect the damage and recommend the appropriate repair method. 7. Proper tools. Use the correct tools for cable repair, such as wire strippers, crimpers, and heat guns. 8. Safety precautions. Always to energize the circuit before performing any electrical work and wear appropriate personal protective equipment. 9. Documentation. Document the repair and keep a record of the materials used and the date of the repair. 10. Regular inspections. Conduct regular inspections of electrical cables and equipment to identify and address potential problems before they become hazards. By following these guidelines and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can ensure that electrical repairs are performed safely and effectively. It is important to understand that the NEC is a comprehensive set of standards designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards. Compliance with the NEC is essential for maintaining electrical safety and preventing accidents. When faced with damaged electrical cables, it is always best to err on the side of caution and seek professional assistance. A qualified electrician can assess the damage and recommend the appropriate repair method, ensuring that the repair meets all applicable codes and standards. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it is not something that should be attempted by untrained individuals. Always prioritize safety and consult with a professional when in doubt. The NEC is not a static document. It is updated every 3 years to reflect changes in technology and best practices. Stay informed about the latest changes to the NEC and ensure that your electrical work complies with the most current standards. Consider taking continuing education courses to stay up to date on electrical codes and safety practices. These courses can provide valuable information and help you maintain your skills as an electrician. Always use listed and labeled electrical products. Listed products have been tested and certified by independent testing laboratories to meet safety standards. Labeled products have been marked with the manufacturer's name, trademark, or other descriptive marking that identifies the product and the standards to which it has been tested. When purchasing electrical products, look for the UL mark or other recognized listing mark. This indicates that the product has been tested and certified to meet safety standards. Avoid using counterfeit or unlisted electrical products. These products may not meet safety standards and can pose a serious risk of electrical shock or fire. The NEC requires that all electrical equipment be installed and used in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. Always read and follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing or using electrical equipment. Failure to follow the manufacturer's instructions can void the warranty and may also create a safety hazard. The NEC also requires that all electrical work be performed in a neat and workmanlike manner. This means that the work should be done carefully and professionally, and that all connections should be tight and secure. Sloppy or careless electrical work can create a safety hazard and may also violate the NEC. The NEC specifies minimum wire sizes for different types of electrical circuits. Always use the correct wire size for the circuit to ensure that it can safely carry the intended load. Using undersized wires can cause overheating and may lead to a fire. The NEC also specifies the types of overcurrent protection devices that must be used in electrical circuits. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to protect the circuit from overloads and short circuits. Always use the correct type and size of overcurrent protection device for the circuit to ensure that it is properly protected. The NEC requires that all electrical boxes be properly grounded. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to protect people from electrical shock. Always ensure that electrical boxes are properly grounded and that all grounding connections are tight and secure. The NEC also requires that all electrical equipment be properly maintained. Regular maintenance can help to identify and address potential problems before they become hazards. Perform regular inspections of electrical equipment and make any necessary repairs or replacements. When working on electrical equipment, always de-energize the circuit before starting work. This means turning off the power at the circuit breaker or fuse box. Always verify that the circuit is de-energized before starting work by using a voltage tester. Never assume that a circuit is de-energized just because the switch is turned off. Always wear appropriate personal protective equipment when working on electrical equipment. This includes safety glasses, rubber gloves, and insulated tools. Personal protective equipment can help to protect you from electrical shock and other hazards. If you are not comfortable working on electrical equipment, always hire a qualified electrician. A qualified electrician has the training and experience necessary to perform electrical work safely and effectively. Do not attempt to do electrical work if you are not qualified. The information provided in this narration is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician before performing any electrical work. The NEC is a complex and never-changing document. It is important to stay informed about the latest changes to the NEC and to comply with all applicable codes and standards. By following these guidelines and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can ensure that electrical repairs are performed safely and effectively. Remember that electrical safety is paramount, and any repair should be performed in accordance with the NEC and local electrical codes. Ignoring these guidelines can lead to serious consequences, including electrical shock, fire, and equipment damage. So, in general, avoid using electrical tape as the sole means of repairing damaged wire insulation.